What's going on, Spurs family? Welcome to Spurs Talk with the Hano, back with another video. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell and show love. How you show love? Um, just a little Spurs talk before tonight's game. We got back-to-back games, so who knows? Who's gonna be playing tonight and who's gonna be playing tomorrow. But I believe we got back-to-back games. I gotta check the schedule. But um, but anyway, I just wanna talk a little Spurs before tonight's game. My last video was basically about how we looking this year, and I kind of lose sight of what this year is about. This year is about seeing how these players develop and seeing if we progressing in development. But it's to be fair, it's hard to judge the progress when this experiment is taking place. When you have Sohan out of position, that's the most frustrating thing. You got Sohan out of position. You're pushing Trey Jones to the bench, and looking at Blake Wesley the other day, I don't see why this experiment even was signed off on. Because Blake Wesley, he's challenged with the outside shot. He doesn't have a good outside shot, but the energy he brings offensively and defensively, it's kind of a bit of a shock to see him tossed to the side like that for this experiment. So not only is Sohan stunting the development of Trey Jones, but he's also stunting the development of Blake Wesley, getting some minutes in the varsity squad. Because what I've seen from Blake Wesley, he has energy and he's a pace pusher, and so he might not get he might not make a lot of shots, but the way he pushes the ball, definitely off of missed shots. Him pushing the ball off of missed shots, it can make our offense so easier because he pushes it, gets to the lane, the defense collapse. We can get a lot of open shots off that. It also can help Victor out as well because him pushing the ball is going to create mismatches. Somebody going to have to pick him up. Somebody have to stop the ball. And it creates openings for all other players. So Blake Wesley in the lineup is, he's not going to knock down a whole bunch of shots, which he should develop, because if he developed that, then he can reach his potential. I think he can at least make one All-Star game if he develop a shot and get better all around offensively, because defensively his energy is there. He just need an outside shot and be more consistent and get consistent minutes. But that's my take on Blake Wesley. Hopefully we see him today. Because of that factor, I hope we see him today. I really do. I really hope we see him. But yeah, so I have to remind myself, like, this is a development year, but that's the only problem I have is with this experiment. And that's probably the main reason why we playing worse than we played last year based off the eye test. I haven't looked at the statistics, but based off the eye test, we ain't really performing as well. Our third quarters are not really good. Not really good. We can start off a game. As many times we had 20-point leads and blew it. That's basically because our offense it slows down. We get hot and then we get extremely cold, and then turnovers happen. Is that a part of us, or is it part on the defensive credit of the other teams for starting to lock down when it's time to lock down? So that's my issue. So I just want to, relax, calm down, and say this season is a development year, right? It's to see the progress, see if players is progressing. Devin Vassell, I still think he needs to attack more. That's my problem with him. He will go, he will pivot, he'll stop in the mid range, he will pivot. Then if it's not there, he'll pass out. I just like to see him just go, sort of like how Keldon Johnson is. It's okay to mix it up, attack the basket, sort of like Keldon Johnson does. But then sometimes, you stop and you hit that and you shoot that mid-range jumper. But you got to make the defenders honest. I already know the tendencies of Vassell. He's going to get the ball. He's going to try to drop, and then he's going to stop and pivot and try to do a jump. He got the same kind of game as he's a former player. I can't get his name right. DeRozan. How he pivots when he try to get that mid-range jump shot off, And that's why usually his mid-range jump shots is usually contested because people know that's what he's going to do. If he just put his head down and go all the way to the basket, 3 or 4 times, then that will get the it get the defensive player, something to think about. So he had to think about he might drive all the way to the basket, and that will open up the mid range jump shot. He would get a little bit more space or create a little bit more space if he do that. But overall, I think he started off the year well, and he kind of he started to cool down a bit. But I mean, that's the only thing I have a problem with for Sale is him not attacking the basket enough, putting his head down and just going all the way to the basket, get the foul call, go to the line. He needs to put that into his game more. Um, Keldon Johnson, I'm glad that he's coming off the bench. I said that in the beginning of the year that Keldon Johnson, we need a six man because that second unit is awful. I mean, when it comes to scoring, that second unit is awful. And it was no point to have Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, and Victor all on the floor at the same time. One of them had to go to the bench, and it wasn't going to be Victor, and I don't think it was going to be Vassell because Vassell is our best offensive player when it comes to getting his own shot. Keldon Johnson is he can hit the open shot and he can drive to the basket. He really don't got that in between game, but Devin Vassell is our best skilled offensive player, I should say. He our best skilled offensive player. That's more better. That's the better way of saying it. So yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. I hope we pull off these wins because even though it's no doubt how we going, how we playing, we're gonna probably get a top 5 pick this upcoming draft. But I like to see our team win. I like to see the guys after cheering each other on after wins and getting each other confidence up. That's the key. The more you lose, you start to lack confidence. And I want these guys confident going into games, thinking, yo, we can do this, we can compete. And so I'm always going to want us to win, regardless, whether it ruin our chances of getting a top pick. Well, so be it. Do good scouting. We got Ginobili and Parker. We got Parker late first round. We got Ginobili second round. If you do your scouting, you'll be fine. Giannis went 14th. I think somewhere in the teens. He wasn't a top 5 pick. You can get good players. You can get good players anywhere in the draft. It just depends on the scouting and how good these players want it, or how bad these players want it, I should say. So yeah, man. So I talked to y'all after the game. I hope everybody has been enjoying their holidays, enjoying a break, and taking it easy, staying safe. It's a crazy world out here. So whenever you step outside those doors, make sure you stay safe as possible. And peace and blessings. I'll talk to y'all another time.